Hello everyone, I'm Chase Lee and welcome to the Real Chase Lee YouTube channel where I do a bunch of stuff, but today's agenda will be a movie review and I'm here to review Everest. This is the movie where Hollywood decided to go to the local bar at 3 a.m. in Hollywood and grab all the J actors in Hollywood and grab pretty much every other actor that wasn't working at that time and squeezed them into their schedules. So with that being said, this movie stars Josh Brolin, John Hawkes, Jake Gyllenhaal, Jason Clarke, Emily Watson, Sam Worthington, Keira Knightley, Robin Wright, Michael Kelly. Oh man, who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting people. I am forgetting people. But anyways, this is a movie based on the expedition of Everest. Let me look up the year for you guys so I don't look dumb. Oh, man. Hold on. I believe it takes place in 1996 or 95. But it's the early 1990s, and basically a bunch of explorers go to Everest, and a storm hits, and so they have to, get back down safely. Unfortunately, some people don't make it and stuff. This is based on a true story, and one of the guys that actually miraculously survived this harsh storm lost both of his hands and his nose, I believe, and he was actually played by Josh Brolin in the movie, and he actually lives in Dallas, so that was kind of interesting. So how was the movie, though? Now, this is really hard because I don't want to trample on the families or, anyone that was affected by people that they knew or loved ones that were, lost on this expedition. I'm going to try my best to, teeter lines, but, we'll see. I hope I don't get yelled at too much. Let's start with the directing and the writing. Let's start with the writing. I thought in some parts the writing was kind of cheesy, a little bit, one note, just, typical lines just to get through the plot and stuff. I get it. And here's the deal. I was not there. I did not experience this. I did not know what these families were like and stuff. So I have no idea how they talked or how they interacted. But just for me personally, I just thought the dialogue was a little weak, but it's not like a huge deal. Let's get into the directing. This is really strange for me to say. I thought the first half, everything leading up to the storm, I thought was kind of choppy and a little bit messy. There's just a lot going on, and so they would focus on something like really fast and jump to something else really fast. Go back to the States where someone's family is, 30 seconds, and then come back. It's just there's so much going on. It's just I felt disconnected a little bit, which is weird because they were trying to connect us to the characters and stuff. I just felt a little, disconnected, like I said. I couldn't really get emotionally invested into these characters and stuff, even though I know I'm very well aware they're based on real people. I couldn't get into it. But overall, the scope of the directing in terms of creating this, snowy world, if you will, is, it's pretty impressive. Because folks, they didn't film this like on a snowy mountain. Most of this was green screened, and so I just thought the first half was a little choppy. But here's what's weird: I love the second half. As soon as the storm hits, and as soon as they get into the peril, and as soon as they get into the terror of the situation where it looks like some of these people are not going to survive, I actually got locked in more into the movie, and I felt more emotionally invested, especially when later scenes happened. I felt the connection there, and I felt a lot more emotional weight in the scenes when the storm hit and stuff. I don't know. That's very cynical of me. I'm not knocking on anyone that suffered through this tragedy. I'm just saying that the movie picked up for me in general, and I got a little bit more glued to the screen and a little bit more invested when the storm hit. I'm sorry, but I thought the second half was a lot stronger. And then the movie does end with pictures of the real people that went on this expedition and did not make it back, unfortunately. So I thought that was a really nice, strong end note to this movie. So, the directing is half and half for me. The acting. No one is like having the the next Oscar performance. It's just the way it is. These performances are fine. They get through the movie. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is there. John Hawkes is fine. Michael Kelly's fine. Emily Watson's fine. Robin Wright. Everyone's just fine, and they serve their roles very well, and they carry along the movie. I'm not the hugest fan of Jason Clarke. I don't know what it is about him. I just can't get into him. He is married to Keira Knightley's character in this movie. I didn't feel their passion for each other in the first half of the movie. I thought it was just awkward to see them as a couple. I didn't really buy into it. But like I said, once the storm hit and we're reaching these final scenes and stuff, I actually got really connected to both of them, and they actually delivered some really good performances towards the tail end of the movie. So if I had to say there was a winner, Jason Clarke and Keira Knightley really brought the emotional baggage that was needed for this type of film towards the tail end of it, but it wasn't really consistent throughout the entire thing. But I do give them props for at least ending very strongly. Cinematography-wise, like I said, most of this is on a green screen, but you know, for what is presented, it looks very nice. And I think it really helps when you see this in IMAX 3D, because that's where I saw him. Just the wide scope of this mountain and these little people climbing up, you can feel the gravitas of this entire situation, and it just really puts you in perspective and just make you go, why are people doing this? But you know, there was a thing that John Hawkes said in the movie where it's like, you know, you just if you do it, then you can do anything, and you can inspire people. And it's true. It's like if you can climb Mount Everest, you can pretty much do anything in life as long as you're motivated. So I thought it was a really strong message and stuff, and you know, for this journey. And like I said, it's just a huge wide scope, and you know, some of the green screen effects were not that good. I mean, there was a couple shots where I was like, it kind of looks a little too green screeny for me, where you can obviously tell there's a fake background behind them. But for the most part, it looked really clean and just very, very white because of all the snow, but very epic in scale in terms of the cinematography. As far as the editing goes, like I said, the first half is a little choppy, so I kind of felt the drag a little bit. I mean, it was interesting and stuff to see these people do what they do, but I just, you know, I was just like, okay. But then, like I said, once that storm hit, I was totally locked in. So I think it's, because it's a 2-hour-long movie, and I think it's split evenly down the middle. If I had to mentally, you know, kind of count as I was watching, I think the first half is them trekking up there, and then the second hour is them coming down. So I actually like the second half more than the first half. So, you know, take it for what that is. And then, like I said, special effects, some of the green screen was just a little off, but for the most part, it was really well done. So overall, guys, it's kind of a little choppy in the first half. I really enjoyed the second half. I think Jason Clarke and Keira Knightley's relationship works well towards the end, even though all the other actors and actresses do just fine. And I'm sure they you know, played the roles of the actual people pretty well. Like I said, I didn't research much about it. I knew about this as a kid growing up, but I never knew their names or their faces and stuff. So, you know, for what the actors did and stuff, I think they did a pretty good job, you know, to service the movie. And like I said, it's a very nice looking movie. The sound design is actually pretty good too, especially if you see it in IMAX. And then, like I said, some of the special effects were a little wonky. So overall, I know what you guys are probably thinking, that I'm kind of going back and forth on it. Like, it's, some of it's good, some of it's kind of just okay, whatever. I gotta tell you, man, like, it started off weak, but it ends on such a strong note. And that whole second half, man, is just a ride. I was gonna give it a C, but I think because it's so strong towards that tail end, I gotta give it a B. I'll give it a solid B. I think it's worth your time just to kind of see this expedition and just see the harrowing adventures that these people went through. And it's just, there's nothing, I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing more depressing and in life than seeing people frozen to death and kind of just on the ground still. And, you know, like there's nothing you can do. They are pretty much frozen to the ground and stuff. It is so depressing and so sad to see. And they showed several shots of that, and it's making me tear up right now. But it's like, wow, that's seriously like one of the worst things to probably go through in life is severe cold and then eventually slowly dying. It's just crazy. So showing those shots definitely helped to like the emotional stakes in the movie as well. So B, I think it's a solid score. I've given a lot of Bs this year, but hey, there's a lot of good movies out there, well above average, but just not at that great level. So I give it a solid B, and I think you should check it out in IMAX 3D. I think it's totally worth it. The 3D is not bad. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really add anything, doesn't really do anything, but yeah, it was fun. So I give Everest a B. Have you guys even heard of Everest, or are you going to even see it? Comment that place below my face and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching another movie review on this YouTube channel. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. See you guys later. Let's play the outro music. Man. Woo. It's an emotional ride, folks. Just get ready for it. See you guys later.